Hey guys, today's topic is Super Saiyan 4 in GT and a specific thing that I've always found interesting about a statement that was made. Now, some people probably say it in jest sometimes as a joke and it's not meant to be taken seriously. I certainly don't take it too seriously, but I will give my take on people who have claimed in the past that Vegeta cheated to get Super Saiyan 4 because he used a machine. It's always been a really interesting take for me because if you look at it and what the anime actually shows you on screen and you read the original Japanese dialogue, GT, really the only version you probably should watch for accuracy is the Japanese dub because the English dub changes too much dialogue. But even if you just go off what you see on screen, Vegeta had to go through the exact same process as Goku to attain Super Saiyan 4. But what was the difference between Goku and Vegeta? Well, Goku had some help getting his tail back. It was pulled out. It actually looked like it was already in the process of growing back. So it was poking through his skin a little bit and they pulled it out the rest of the way for him. So he was able to undergo the transformation on Planet Tuffle without the use of a machine. You know, he went through the whole Blutz waves or Brutes waves process by absorbing the Brutes waves from the Earth. Now, Vegeta didn't have a tail. But as soon as that machine that Bulma created, the Blutz wave machine, flooded his body with enough Blutz waves for his tail to grow back, and he transformed into a giant ape, the machine was switched off. From that point on, it was up to Vegeta to attain the Super Saiyan 4 form. It's not like the machine was kept on and was just pushing Blutz waves through his body until he transformed into a golden great ape. That didn't happen. What you see on screen is he transforms into a great ape. The machine at that point is switched off. We see the machine is on until the point his tail comes out the back of his pants. Once the tail grows back and he transforms into a great ape, the machine's switched off. He then goes through the process. It's debatable of whether he could control himself as a great ape or not. I always thought if you look at the Japanese dialogue, he was kind of putting it on for show, just to be a bit of a show-off. It's certainly within Vegeta's character. And then once he had had enough of doing that, he basically, grabbed Goku, let go of him, and transformed into a golden great ape. But the other way you could look at it is he wasn't playing around. He maybe forgot how to control himself as a great ape, and seeing Goku in his hands was the trigger for him to transform into a golden great ape and to remember who he was, because we did see with Pan, that was the trigger for Goku to remember who he was and what was important to him, and obviously the Earth. For Vegeta, Goku is very important to him. You know, he doesn't like Goku. Goku annoys him, but Goku is very important to him as well. So that was the trigger for him to transform into a golden great ape and then a Super Saiyan 4. He obtained the form exactly the same way Goku did. A trigger, a memory, something like that, transformed into a golden great ape, and from there Super Saiyan 4. So I always found it fascinating that people say, oh, he cheated because he used a machine. And even if it's, just a comical statement, that's fine. People have a laugh. I don't see the problem with having a laugh, making a joke about Vegeta. Everyone makes jokes about characters in Dragon Ball. But I don't think, if you're saying seriously that Vegeta cheated to get Super Saiyan 4, I don't understand, if you watch the show and you've actually seen the anime of GT, how you can say that. It's almost like people jump on that bandwagon and just say it because they've seen the comment elsewhere. I will say the whole skipping Super Saiyan 3 thing, which was never confirmed. Like, we never see Vegeta use Super Saiyan 3. That doesn't mean he doesn't have it. And obviously now Daima, you can argue, changes that a little bit, but you also have to respect and understand that Daima and GT can be considered different continuities, because things in Daima have acknowledged things in Super, such as the gods, different universes. We saw different Supreme Kais from other universes on screen in Daima. So if anything, Daima follows the Super continuity. So you have to respect that Vegeta may not have Super Saiyan 3 in GT, but it doesn't mean he didn't. People like to use the whole baby's hair growing back in the Super Baby 2 transformation as his version of Super Saiyan 3. I like to look at it in a different way. You know, he may have had the form and just decided not to use it. I think that's a very valid point. We see that Super Saiyan 3 is a massive stamina drain. We also see that there's, you know, at the end of Z, in the Kakarot DLC, for example, there's a way to possibly even get Super Saiyan 2 to the level of Super Saiyan 3. When Vegeta fights Goku at the end of Kakarot, the video game, they're basically equal, with Vegeta using a new kind of Super Saiyan 2 form. In the Dragon Ball Super manga, I believe, off memory, different continuity to the anime, but in the manga we see that Trunks' Super Saiyan 2 form is equal to Goku's Super Saiyan 3 form. So it's certainly possible. But I also have to say that it's very possible Vegeta just could have obtained that form off screen. In the 7-year time skip between the end of the Cell games and the Buu arc, we do see Vegeta has obtained Super Saiyan 2. And maybe that's a video I can give my thoughts on in future. There's no way Babidi unlocked a transformation for Vegeta. We did see in Daima that Magic unlocked a new transformation for Goku, but I certainly don't think that's the case for Babidi. Babidi was more of a unlocking of any potential that he may have had. That's all it was. If you look at the ease in which Vegeta transformed into the Super Saiyan 2 form when he fought Goku, it's almost like he had a familiarity with it and he had used the form before. It was just like flicking a switch for him. He just transformed straight into it. So for people to say he skipped Super Saiyan 3 in GT, you know, I went on a bit of a tangent there, but for people to say he skipped Super Saiyan 3 in GT and went to Super Saiyan 4, maybe that's a valid point. Maybe it's not, because he may have actually had the form. But just skipping Super Saiyan 3 doesn't make sense anyway, because there's no evidence that you need Super Saiyan 3 to unlock Super Saiyan 4. None whatsoever. So you cannot really say, in a numerical sense, you can say he skipped 3 and went to 4. However, in terms of the evolutions of the form, you may not need 3 to get 4. So it is not logical to say that he skipped 3 to get 4, in a sense that he needed to have 3 to get 4. So maybe that's why you think he cheated, because he went from 2 to 4. He cheated. I don't buy that. It makes no sense. If you look at what's on screen, there's no way that Vegeta cheated to get Super Saiyan 4. And the only scene in GT that I question and don't understand, that I try to make sense of with my own kind of headcanon, is when Vegeta comes out of Super Saiyan 4 and he runs out of energy, his tail disappears, whereas Goku, his tail was still there when he de-transforms down into his kid form again. And the only thing I can think of is Goku's tail was pulled out and kind of was already in the process of growing back naturally. Could that be that Goku was a kid, and because he was a kid again, his tail had then gone through the process of regrowing? Vegeta is still an adult, so the machine kind of forced his tail to grow back unnaturally, and that's why his tail wasn't there when he de-transformed. But I didn't understand why he didn't keep his tail from that point onwards, but that's kind of the only way I personally can rationalize it. Vegeta's tail did not grow back naturally due to him still being an adult, and he had lost his tail back in the Saiyan arc. Goku was a child again, and obviously his tail is going to grow back naturally. So those are my thoughts on the whole Vegeta cheated to get Super Saiyan 4 process and opinion on the internet. Please give me your thoughts down below. Did you see on screen when you watched it, or did you ever think, hang on, Vegeta cheated to get Super Saiyan 4? Why do you think that? And are you just following the comments that you've read in the comment section? And are you making a joke, or are you just actually sincerely saying Vegeta cheated to get Super Saiyan 4? Would love to hear what you think down below. Thanks for watching.